Welcome to the channel. My name is Facecast, and in this video we are going to rank every hunter in Hunt Royale on a tier list. Well, I'm not going to. These are tier lists made by some of the best players in the game from the Blue Kings Alliance. Fair warning, this is not a generic tier list. This is about hunt mode only. These are the best and worst hunters to use in hunt mode ranked on a tier list. And first we're going to take a look at a tier list made by Johnny77, and then we're going to compare it to a tier list made by Big Mama. There will be other tier lists about other game modes like Boss Hunt and Bounty Hunter on this channel, so make sure to subscribe and like this video if you want to see them. This video is made possible by your mom because she gave birth to you. So thank her by giving her the gaming keyboard, mouse, and headset that will immediately improve her gaming and health. Maybe. I'm no doctor, and I didn't Google this, but a lighter mouse equals less hand strain, right? Check out the HyperX gear linked in the description below and give the most important person in your life something better than a card for Mother's Day. Starting things off in the lowest tier, in the E tier, is Captain Hook. I asked Johnny why he ranked Captain Hook as the worst hunter in the game for hunt mode, and he said that he has low health, medium range, and he only has one ability that will increase his damage, whereas most other hunters have 2 or 3 damage increasing abilities. In the D tier is Crow, Pirate, Axemaster, Dragon Knight, Renderman, Wizard, and Frozen Queen. Crow can go invisible every 2 seconds, which can help him sneak past enemies and deal a devastating blow to a single target. Once stealth mode is deactivated, the first attack he deals inflicts 5 times the damage. The pirate has an area attack that can hit multiple targets, but it does not penetrate, and other hunters seem to outlast and outperform her. The Axe Master throws 3 axes in a cone shape in front of him. He has the multi-shot ability that increases the number of axes he throws by 1. Dragons can fly, and knights were professional cavalry warriors, some of whom were vassals holding lands as fiefs from the lords in whose armies they served, while others were with land. So I guess the Dragon Knight can basically fly like a dragon, which means it can fly over water in the game. It also deals short range AoE damage. Renderman is the long range version of Crow because he also goes invisible, and the first attack he deals while in stealth mode deals 3 times the damage. Wizard deals a medium range fireball, and that's about all he does. The Frozen Queen shortly freezes enemy targets, and you can increase the time they are frozen with the long freeze ability that increases the time by 3 seconds. In the C tier is Gentleman, Sniper, Protector, Voodoo, Imp Master, Raging Orc, Engineer, Angel, and Grey Wolf. Gentleman is a gentleman who puts everyone else in front of him. He's selfless, and he's a firefighter. He's also whatever this is. His attack penetrates through anything in front of him, and it returns to him like a boomerang. The further away you are, the more damage you can deal with Sniper. Sniper deals 3 times the damage from long distance, but she only deals single target damage, which is kind of a downfall. Protector creates a zone of ice that deals damage and slows enemies from long range, but speaking for myself, he sometimes feels like a support hunter because opposing short range hunters can just gather all his kills and collect all his XP. Voodoo deals long range AoE damage that can be supported by abilities causing extra damage and expanding its radius. Imp Master commands 3 little imps that deal damage to enemy targets. It doesn't really have any standout abilities, but it can fly over water like the Dragon Knight. The Raging Orc deals 50% more damage for every 10% missing HP it has. Does that make sense? Every 10% of missing HP increases damage by 50%. That's another way to put it. However, it deals very short range, single target damage, which I often find useful in game modes like Bounty Hunter, but not here in normal hunt mode. The Engineer may look innocent with his big wrench and light bulb, which would come in handy if I needed a light change. But behind those glasses resides a killer who will stop at nothing to manufacture a path of destruction in front of him. He's like Cyclops, but with saws. Wherever he looks, saws come out of the ground dealing constant damage, and the more he looks at you, the more he saws right through you. Angel shoots energy balls that split into 2 on first contact, so she can deal a lot of damage to multiple monsters. Grey Wolf creates a tornado that deals damage in an area over time, and he has an ability called Stormmaker that can increase the amount of possible active tornadoes by 2. In the B tier, we have the Ancient One, Phantom, Gorgon, Huntalisk, Rocky, Barbarian, Spider Queen, Roller, King, Druid, Elf Archer, and Mad Doctor. The Ancient One spawns tentacles that attack his enemies, and he has abilities to improve and multiply them. Phantom summons ghosts that chase down monsters in normal hunt mode. This helps the hunter pick up a lot of kills. Gorgon shoots out a toxic cone in front of them, and they're pretty quick. Their quickness and maneuverability reminds me of a point guard in the game of basketball, like a Steve Nash. Huntilus spits poison at the enemy, dealing 10% damage every second, and this can be stacked, making it pretty lethal. He deals single target damage, but he does have the ricochet ability, allowing him to hit more targets. Rocky throws rocks over obstacles, but so can other hunters like Mad Doctor and Boom Boom, so he doesn't really stand out, but his normal attack deals AoE damage, and he has useful abilities like damage reduction, lifesteal, ricochet, and distance that suit different playing styles. The Barbarian deals AoE damage and has abilities like Celestial Pact, damage reduction, HP up, and lifesteal that can turn him into a tank. Plus, he has Death Strike, which can make those AoE attacks really scary if you're a monster. You better not have arachnophobia, because the Spider Queen spawns little spiders that constantly run at the enemy and explode. Plus, she has the Fast Spiders, ability to increase their speed by 100%. Roller rolls logs at the enemy that pushes them back and deals damage. The logs are destroyed after a few hits, and their durability, damage, and pushback can be improved with the improved log ability. I love logs. King basically throws his staff, or whatever the technical term for what he's holding in his hand is, at the enemy in front of him. He's like Roller in a way in that his attack will push the enemy back and hit multiple targets. Druid deals damage in a straight line that penetrates through enemies, which is bad news if you want to use a dragon as a shield. The Elf Archer is a long-range attacker that does not have nor need the ricochet ability, because their normal attack bounces through enemy monsters 3 times. The Mad Doctor infects his patients with a toxin that increases the damage they intake by 8%. This skill can also be stacked, making it easy for him to quickly take out monsters with high HP. In the A tier is Efreet, whatever his name is, Zeus, Lifestealer, Berserker, and Ninja. Efreet, I don't know how to say his name, because he is a disgusting arsonist and wanted fugitive who sets his enemies on fire and burns them alive, dealing damage over time. On top of that, the burning damage can be stacked. Zeus stuns and damages the enemy with lightning attacks. Every attack charges a meter, and once that meter is filled, he will unleash an ultimate attack that hits every monster in range with 400% damage. On top of that, he has Ricochet and other useful abilities. Lifestealer seems to shoot laser beams out of his groin, ew. But those beams heal 30% of the damage he deals, making him seem invincible at times. Berserker goes into a frenzy with every attack increasing attack speed by 30% and movement speed by 10% for 4 seconds. He even has an ability called Long Frenzy that increases the time of the frenzy effect by 4 seconds. Each consecutive attack Ninja deals to the same target increases the damage dealt to it by 25% base damage. Plus, he is quick and attacks from long range, so he can take out a lot of monsters quickly. And finally, in the S tier, the best hunters to use in hunt mode are Vlad, Boom Boom, Hammerden, and Minotaur. Vlad has the skills that make him a nightmare for people like you. He drains the enemy of their damage, then goes into a blood frenzy that lasts for 3 seconds, in which he heals 100% of the damage he deals. While in frenzy, his damage is increased by 10, movement speed is increased by 50%, and attack speed is increased by 100%. He also has great abilities, so he can basically stay alive forever and hunt wherever he wants. Boom Boom throws long-range bombs that knock back the enemy and explode into 8 pieces, dealing additional 50% damage. On top of that, she has the Ricochet ability, so she can easily wipe out hordes of monsters and get a lot of points. Hammerden spins hammers around himself, and those hammers can penetrate through enemies and damage the same enemy multiple times. In addition, he has great abilities like damage reduction, regen, and lifesteal that can make him as invincible as Vlad. Minotaur is a mad cow that can run around and deal incredibly massive area damage. Running increases this cow's damage up to 400% and movement speed up to 50%. Plus, Minotaur has the regen and lifesteal abilities that can help this cow last longer in battle. Before we end the video, I want to compare this list created by Johnny77 of the Blue Kings with Big Mama's tier list from the same alliance. As you can see, only 4 hunters are ranked differently, so this basically reinforces who the top players think the top hunters are. Gorgon has moved from the B tier to the A tier, Roller has moved down to the C tier, and Crow and Captain Hook have moved up to the C tier. Thanks for watching this Hunt Royale tier list video. If you have any questions or want to share your own rankings, let's hear it in the comments below. And thank you to the Blue Kings Alliance for all your help. I hope everyone has a really good day. Smash like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.